Hi, my name is Dana Kuma, and today I will be presenting a 3D informative speech on how children learn language best. So let's start off with an easy topic, like babysitting. I'm sure that each one of us has babysat before, and whether it be an infant or a child, we've had to learn how to communicate with them and to make sure that they understood. Well, that was my case with Shanti. At 1 month old, Shanti was a little baby, and I remember her holding her in my arms and talking to her and communicating with her, not knowing if she was aware of what I was saying. Have you ever been there? I'm sure you have. Fast forward to 2 years, and Shanti is now growing, able to speak simple sentences and say her favorite things like juice and chips. Although it may seem so complex, together we will understand how Shanti went from an infant to now in her language abilities. So let's discuss the 4 components of child development in language. The first is antenatal development, which occurs from 0 to 2 months. During this time, and even while the child is in the womb, they are able to distinguish the speech patterns of their parents. At this stage in life, they are like sponges, and they're able to learn essentially any language. During this time, the only form of communication that the baby has towards us is with crying. And if you're a parent, you know that different cries mean different things, as is on the screen. The next topic and stage in speech development and language is the cooing and babbling stage. During this portion of the child's life, they are used to pronouncing continual vowel sounds like oo, and sometimes repetitive phrases like goi, 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 goi. Of course, we can't understand what they're saying, but they are conveying a certain message. Entering into your 9-month period, children begin to say words that are more precisely directed towards the language that's around them. In the one-word stage, baby learns his first word, sometimes mama, dada, or baba, which means bottle. Usually the child's first words will be something of importance to them and plays a concrete role in them developing their language. At this point, they are able to comprehend more than they can produce words, so they are able to understand simple gestures such as come here and goodbye. During the last stage, which is the 2-word language stage, which occurs from 2 to 5 years, children start to put words together, nouns and verbs such as no mommy or doggy run. At the age of 3, they have learned about 3,000 words, and nearing the age of 5, they have accumulated up to 10,000 words, which they will take with them to school. So how is this related to having language in children be effective? There are 4 components to making effective language in children, and they include absorbing, listening, imitating, and practicing. In absorbing, children see every opportunity to learn language. Watching mom fold the clothes, or dad fix the car, or just by glancing at the TV. Language is everywhere. In listening, the child is hearing words being spoken, defining or describing someone or something. In imitating, the child will use the same cultural grammar structures found in their surroundings. In practicing, the child will demonstrate the parent language or the language that they're being surrounded in. Here in Hawaii, we know things as pidgin slang. We say words such as where stay, which means where is it? Words like hemo, or to take off, and bocha, or to take a shower. In repetition of imitating the parent language, children create a series of practice. Repetition is key. An example of this can be in reading a story. So let's go back to Shanti for a moment. Say I was to read her a story. I would use a picture book, which would illuminate her cognitive abilities in terms of seeing and hearing as I read the story aloud. And it will also capture an emotion, whether happy or sad. Later, I will go ahead and ask her what the book was about. I will allow her to respond, I will listen, and I will give feedback. I was able to speak with one of my friends, Anjanette Stevens, who is a lead teacher at Tutu and Me Traveling Preschool. During our conversation, I was able to learn a couple things. She said, children learn through watching and listening. Give opportunities for kids to answer questions, even if they don't have the answers. If they don't know, give them the words to say. To younger children and even infants, explain what you're doing. It may seem dumb, but they hear you. As in walking through the kitchen, you can point things out and say stove, refrigerator, table. Labeling items gives children words, which eventually turns into language. So there you have it. In conclusion, each new experience is an avenue that extends language in some way or form. Remember that children learn language through absorbing, listening, imitating, and practicing the routine of daily activities, like brushing teeth or changing clothes, as well as experiencing new activities such as going to the zoo for the first time. The key is to take time to talk with and not at your child, building relationship and instilling confidence in them. Allow your child the chance to grow in every level of language development, and your child will be an effective communicator. Thank you.
Good job.